What up? Welcome to Recovering Addict. I'm LT, your host.
I'm Cassie Weaver, your co-host.
I am a grateful recovering addict alcoholic. 2 times in my life, I hit rock bottom with meth and alcohol. I ended up in jail and a detox center and an IOP for 5.5 months. If this is the first time that you are clicking on this show, what you can expect is complete talk about recovery, healing, support, community, and a place where you can learn more tools and continue to keep on pressing forward with your growth. And that's what we're all about. And that's why we are here. Yep. How is everybody tonight? Let's see the comments. Oh, not on my comment page. Can't see you guys. All right. Who we got in the house? What's up, Murd? Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
Good afternoon. Hope everyone is doing good. We are doing very good. Thank you for watching. Christman. Jessica Christman. Is that a new name? Was you here yesterday?
I feel like that's a new one.
I feel like you're new around. Let us know about you. How long you been clean, sober? What's your deal? And thank you for clicking on here. Appreciate that a ton.
Glad you're back, Rena.
What is up, my sober family? Murd.
Hi, Murd. Alicia.
Rena.
Hello.
Nice picture. Nice update.
That looks good. Glad you didn't fall out of your bed and get hurt yesterday. Glad you're back.
Mama of Kenny. Hi, Mama.
Hello, Mama.
Kenny.
Hey, Merk.
Merk
in the house.
Thank you, brother. Well, let me get that comment out of the way. You can see it even better. Something about tacos.
It says there's no we in taco.
Boom. There's no we in taco. Those are mine. Those are my tacos. And I am feeling a ton better, you guys. Remember yesterday I had a whole bunch of character defects about to implode on my head, and I was trying not to make stinking compulsive decisions, and it's a good thing I didn't. Now that I look back at it with a clearer mind, I was able to vent to you guys yesterday, and you guys' support, the comments was helpful. And then right before I got on here, from 6:30 to 7:30, I was in my home group in a Zoom meeting. And so I got to vent to those guys, and they know me personally, so it was really nice just to see their faces and hear that they're going through the same thing we're going through, and I feel much better. And it's the weekend for me. I don't have to work till next Monday. I actually had to get up and go in. Physically, I had to go into work today, and it's getting crazy out there. I'll tell you what, it's a ghost town on top of everybody wearing masks and everybody afraid to get close to each other. And
yeah,
it's just weird feeling when I went to work.
It was weird zombie apocalypse at the store today, too.
Yeah.
Everybody with their masks on.
Just feels strange, that's for sure.
There's like in the aisleways, they had like arrows telling you can only go one way through the aisleways.
Oh, really? So they got traffic going on at the
traffic control? Yeah, I didn't notice them till like 5 aisles later. They should hang it the way it looks down.
So you got to stay on the right if you're heading that way.
No, you have to go
intersections.
They're just one way.
One way through the aisle.
Yeah, you have to like zigzag.
Oh, no, passing each other. Oh, jeez.
That's the suggestion. Did we do crazy. It? No, because I didn't notice till later.
It's just crazy. Maybe a lot of this stuff we should have been doing from the beginning, like washing our hands and cleaning the carts off before you take them in. It's Walmart. Nice to go to Walmart now. Yeah. They actually pre-wash all the carts. Why weren't they doing that before? I mean, it's Walmart.
What nasty carts. Everybody's scratching their butt cracks.
Rob, you look like a new face. Thanks for coming to the show, and let us know about you. Put yourself in the comments and say what's up. There's a strong community of recovering addicts right here on Recovering Addict, and we welcome you. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Help us out and share these videos with people you know that are isolated right now and need to hear and learn recovery. And what we do is we go through this book called Staying Sober. As soon as we're done with this, we're on chapter 7. So if you've been here from the beginning, you've learned a ton it's helped me a ton, especially with the stress that's building, the people, everything we're going through, the coronavirus and all that stuff. Did you see that meme?
Who is that? Oh,
he goes to touch his car door. It's all coronavirus. And then he's like, oh, and then he jumps and he goes to go up the stairs. Coronavirus. It's funny. And then when we finish that book, we're going to jump into the 12 steps we took. And this was given to me by some parents of a kid who died back in July of 2017 of an overdose. And they highly suggest in his honor we read this book. And so I thought, how better to honor this kid? His name was Derek. Than to read it with you and learn and grow with y'all. But tonight what we got coming up is last night's show, we had the question, how do I get a sponsor and what is a sponsor? And what are new ways to get sponsors now? So I want to go through this article I found on New Life House Recovering Community, and it talks about how important is sponsorship and addiction recovery. So we're going to read through that article. And then I found that poem, The Man in the Mirror. Ooh. I don't know if you guys heard that one or not. Pretty good one. I like it. Then I got some common blunt sayings regarding addiction. Like the first one it says here, an alcoholic without a sponsor is like leaving Dracula in charge of the blood bank. And as always, we're going to read our 24 hours of the day. And it's April 9th, great. So we got to get to the right day, which has the AA thought of the day. It has meditation and a prayer. And then at the very, very, very end of the show, which is Thursday night, we don't have to work tomorrow. So we are not on a strict schedule to end at 9. And if the comments and questions and the love is feeling good, we're going to stick around longer. That's just what we do. Hi, daughter.
Go close the door, daughter.
If this is your first time here, we do have kids, and they pop in to our show every once in a while. Just like this little girl right here. This is Millie.
She's so cute.
Youngest child.
Ooh, look, we look like twins today.
Oh, is it cold out there? Yeah, it's cold outside.
For me, it's hot.
You know, you've been running around. How you been, Alicia?
I'm sweating.
Who's that? Mama.
Brent,
right here.
Congratulations, Brent.
Hey, dude.
Woo-woo.
You know what? I'm going to put up your picture since you're here today. I don't think you got to see it last time, so we're going to switch over to this. You guys want to take a ride with me out to the sunset and the beauty of that? That's old Brent right there. He took that picture. Did you take that picture off your boat?
More summertimey.
It's pretty. I love it. Matches my skin tone.
140 days today.
140 days for what? Who said that?
Brent.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Congratulations, brother. Yeah, 140. That's not easy to do. What am I on?
Ew.
Let me count mine.
Gross.
I'm cold and hot.
Let me count the days I'm on. So I got the chip for AA and the key tag for NA on my phone. And on my NA one, I keep my original birthday. I would have been 234 days, but I relapsed at 47 days. And as you can see here, right there. But I'm at 187 days today. 187. 7 days ago, I hit 6 months. Let me get these banners off of here.
No, more like warm cocoa.
Everybody, welcome. So glad. I feel so much better tonight. Man, I was in a bad way yesterday. I usually go back and I rewatch.
You didn't spit in it, did you?
No.
I'm talking.
Sorry.
And just to check the audio, just to make sure the technical, anything I can improve on. And I can tell, boy, I was in a bad way. Some news that worries me. If you guys want to throw out some prayers, Sierra, I haven't heard from her. I've emailed her. We didn't get to talk to her yesterday. Not that you guys need to watch this show every night. You come and go as you please, as usual. But we're here every night if you need it. But she was sticking with us. And I haven't had a couple, it's been a little longer than usual, which makes me nervous. I just don't want to, I just would hate, you know how it is. Man, I don't want nobody to relapse. This is not the time. Right now, you don't know what drugs are on the streets with the way the borders are and the dealers cutting it to keep their money flow. And the fentanyl, I'm glad that crap wasn't around when I was young. Because I would have died. I guaranteed I would have died.
Marilyn.
Sunrise.
Marilyn's at 377.
Marilyn is. Congrats. Hey, Lynn B. Welcome.
A little over a year.
Lynn B. How you feeling today, Lynn B? Beating an eating disorder is much harder than giving up alcohol. Oh, I bet. And that goes both ways. For an overeater or an undereater, food affects us just like a drug. We're addicted to it. If you don't eat, you die. Yeah. You know what I mean? And go ahead.
Oh, I'm battling my overeating. It's very hard. I understand.
Awesome. Hey, Steve. Thank you. Nice picture. You look good in that suit, man. We got the same haircut. I like it.
Baton Rouge.
Who's from Baton Rouge? Steve?
Steve.
Baton Rouge. That reminds me of Garth Brooks when he sings that song.
Sing it.
I don't want to get a copyright violation.
Sing like 2 words. I don't know what song you're talking about.
I ain't gonna do it.
What's it called?
Baton Rouge.
Oh, I don't know what it is.
Mom, can you? You're singing it.
That's it. We just got kicked off YouTube.
Won't you put her on the line? Let me talk to the girl just one more time.
Dad, you're getting copyright.
Dang it. Oh, well, screw it.
It just goes black. Goodbye.
100 days for Lynn B.
That's awesome, Lynn.
Well,
Good job.
oh, did you start that Facebook watch party?
I did.
Hey, if you guys are on the Facebook watch party and you want to get involved on these comments, jump over to either the Facebook page of Recovering Addict or jump over to Recovering Addict on YouTube, and then you can comment and we can see what you're saying and put it up on the screen and talk with y'all.
I will put the link in there right. Meow.
Yeah, put that
Meow.
YouTube.
There's the YouTube link. Watch party, folks.
He knows it.
And here,
See? Steve knows the song.
oh, Steve.
I love it. Yes, Lynn. We're
Here
proud of you.
is the Facebook.
Did
Boom.
you get that book? Hey, Brent, not only did I get it, we've been reading it every day since we had that conversation, and we read it at the beginning of our broadcast every day. And today we're on April 9th, and since you said that, let's go right into it.
Boom.
So the AA thought of the day is: third, alcoholics recover their proper relationships with other people.
You can go play games
Are you recovering your proper relationships with
if he
other people?
wants to.
They think less about themselves and more about others. They try to help other alcoholics. They make new friends so that they no longer are lonely. They try to live a life of service instead of selfishness. All their relationships with other people are improved. They solve their personality problems by recovering their personal integrity, their faith in a higher power, and their way of fellowship and service to others. Is my drinking problem solved as long as my personality problem is solved? That's a good question. What you guys think about that? And the meditation of the day is: all that depresses you, all that you fear, is really powerless to harm you. These are things but phantoms. So arise from earth's bonds, from depression, distrust, fear, and all that hinders your new life. Arise to beauty, joy, peace, work inspired by love. Arise from death to life. You do not even need to fear death. All past sins are forgiven if you live and love and work with God. Let nothing hinder your new life. Seek to know more and more of that new way of life, of living. And then the prayer of the day: I pray that I may let God live in me as I work for him. I pray that I may go out into the sunlight and work with God. Amen.
Amen.
And that is that book Brent is talking about. He's the one that introduced me to that book. How long have we been reading now? About a week since we talked, Brent. But since I got it, I uploaded it on my Kindle. And I pull it up, and that's the first thing one of the first things we read as we go through the intro into our show.
That one reminds me a lot of the Colossians 3, and that's what I read like every day when we were going through our struggles. So I'm gonna read it to you
Hey,
guys
Holly. Welcome.
because I like it. So it says, "Put on then." Wait, back up. But now you must put them all away: anger, wrath, malice, slander, and obscene talk from your mouth. Do not lie to one another, seeing that you have put off the old self with its practices and have put on the new self, which is being renewed in knowledge after the image of its creator. It says, put on then as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, patience, bearing with one another. And if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other, as the Lord has forgiven you, so you also must forgive. And above all this, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. And let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which indeed you are called in one body, and be thankful.
Amen. Be thankful.
That got me through lots of hard times.
Uh-oh. Lynn B needs to read Colossians. She got in a major fight with the family and cut him out. What happened? What's the
Ooh.
core of that battle there?
That's not good.
Holly in the house.
Hello, Holly. Glad you're here.
Oh, I tried to look up Merc. I noticed you're a moderator on Nicole's page. I was just wondering, any advice on how you guys can post links onto this live feed? Because I couldn't figure it out. Because I want you guys to be able to post links if you want to, like, you know, shout out a page or shout out an NA thing or whatever. Let me know if you know that, please. Transfer addiction is me. Yeah.
The one addiction for another.
Oh, there's an email. That's cool. Yeah, it was a week ago. I think we had that. Yeah, I think it was about a week ago. But we've been reading it every day since.
You have to change it in the settings.
All right. Yeah.
He needs specifics. You guys need to screen share and you can show them where to
I'll
find
have to
it.
get on the phone with you, Mark, and maybe have you walk me through it. Because I was looking around and maybe I didn't get to spend enough time with it because I was in a rush. So yesterday we were talking about sponsors. Sponsors came up yesterday. How do we find a sponsor? Did anybody figure out what they're doing right now for sponsors if you don't have one, and how to get one now? Over the phone or over Skype or over FaceTime? I reached out to my action group and they haven't gotten back to me yet. So.
Hi, cousin. Glad you're back.
Robert's here. Welcome, Robert.
Mr. Roberto.
Glad you're here, brother. If it's not in the settings, you need what?
Catherine made it from the watch party over to Facebook.
Hey, right on. Living clean helps a lot. Ooh, I'll have to write that one down. Living clean. Living clean.
Sounds like a good book.
Yeah, it does. That's what we do on this channel. We try to educate as well as congregate, as well as communicate, as well as support each other as much as we can.
Lynn B says her family. Yep.
He called me out for not being social. Would you tell him there's social distancing going on right now?
This is what we're supposed to do.
I'm in a little tiff with my dad. Not really a tiff, but I just told him how I feel, and I'm not holding back anymore. He just texted me, but I haven't really looked at him yet.
Hi, William.
Anyway, that's a story for another time. I'm kind of right there with you, Lynn. I'm right there with you. It's not the settings you need to make mods that allow them to link. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're going to definitely have to teach me how to do that.
I don't know what that means either.
So what we do is we go through books on here. We're going through Staying Sober right now. We're on chapter 7, but I'm jumping out of that book today so we can talk about how important sponsorship is. And in this time that we are isolated and even beyond, if you have the strength and hope inside you and you want to practice step 12 and you can support people, maybe this will motivate us. But let me read this little poem to you. Have you guys heard the poem, The Man in the Mirror? Let me see if I can read this properly. When you get all you want and you struggle for pelf, and the world makes you king for a day, then you go to the mirror and you look at yourself and see what that man has to say. For it isn't your mother, your father, or wife whose judgment upon you must pass, but the man whose verdict counts the most in your life is the one who's staring back from the glass. He's the fellow to please, never mind all the rest. For he is with you right to the end, and if you've passed your most difficult test, if the man in the... Oh, let me start over. Say I was reading it wrong. For he is with you right to the end, and you've passed your most difficult test, if the man in the glass is your friend. You may be just like Jack Horner and Chisel and Plum and think you are a wonderful guy, but the man in the glass says you're only a bum if you can't look him straight in the eye. You can fool the whole world down the highway of years and take pats on the back as you pass, but your final reward will be heartache and tears if you cheated the man in the glass. That's a good one.
That is a very good poem.
Man in the Glass, or The Man in the Mirror. It's a poem from like 1939. 1939.
I'll find it and I'll put the link.
And that first sentence, when you get all you want and you struggle for pelf. Pelf is like riches and money and pilferage, you know, that kind of stuff. Came to Believe is another good one. Came to Believe. Oh, man.
Lots of books.
You guys are going to help me get through this 365. If we go through books and we're continually learning, we're only going to get better because we learn and we practice, we learn and we practice. And then if I continue going through books, we always have content. We always have something to communicate about, discuss, think about, and that's going to help us. We are committed to doing this every night for 365 nights, and then we're going to reevaluate from there and see what happens with this channel. And hopefully something happens and we can continue to grow and support the community, as this will always be here for people who need it. Yes, I have the book Clean as well. Great book. Awesome. 15 years clean and sober. Don't give up. If I can do it, you can. Awesome. Congratulations, Catherine. How do you say her name?
Catherine.
Huh, all right. I'm a bad reader, guys. I dropped out in 10th grade. I told you this. He called me out for not texting him back. Yeah. Congratulations. Hey, guys. Am I behind in these comments or something?
No,
Hi, Holly.
no, you're doing good.
That's amazing. I like it too, Stephen.
They're
That's
just
a good,
listening, I think.
good poem. Good poem. All right, so let's jump into this. How important is sponsorship in addiction recovery? So while having a sponsor is considered de facto requirement for staying sober by many that have some time in recovery, is it actually necessary in order for someone to successfully recover? Is it? A rewarding relationship is the title of this paragraph. For those in early recovery, sponsorship quickly becomes a topic of conversation. And I think this will be the 5th night. And so she's been sober 5 nights in a row now. And we've already hit her up in the comments and we've talked about it. Boom, get a sponsor. So that's how fast it comes up as soon as you get sober. Sponsorship quickly becomes a topic of conversation. They are told by others to find a sponsor and begin working with them as soon as possible. In early recovery, this can be a daunting task, especially if there is little understanding about what a sponsor is and should be. This brings up a commonly asked question: what is the role of sponsorship in addiction recovery, and do I even need one? The primary purpose and responsibility of sponsor is to help another individual work the 12 steps associated with a 12-step program. Sponsorship is often considered one of the most rewarding relationships developed in addiction recovery. I couldn't agree more. So what is a sponsor? I'll make sure I'm up on these comments. Hey, Gina. Well,
Hi,
I
Gina.
haven't forgot about your video. I'm still trying to figure out how to get it to play with good audio because I don't want it to mess up. But y'all, Gina has a video and it's 5 minutes, so I can't upload it into this software. I have to somehow finagle it in. But I'm looking at another software for live streaming for special things like that. So I haven't forgot about you, FYI. And you guys, for those of you who don't know, this is my email, my direct email address. You can contact me here anytime you want at recoveringaddict8@gmail.com. If you send me little clips of videos of your inspiration, your hope, what you're doing in these times, I will edit and put them up here and let you guys see them. Or if you want to send us pictures like Brent did, I'll put them back there and they can hang out with us for the show. FYI. And if you're on the Facebook watch page, jump over to Facebook, Recovering Addict, or YouTube, and then your comments can be seen here with us. So what is a sponsor? In many ways, a sponsor is like a good friend, a mentor, and an experienced guide on the path to recovery. A sponsor is someone, I forgot to send her the link. I just remembered. Sorry to cut that off, you guys. I gotta do this real quick. Sorry, Holly, I forgot. I forgot. Your turn to talk for 2 seconds.
2 seconds. 1, 2. That took longer. So I put the link to the Man in the Mirror in the comments. If y'all want to read it for yourselves, or save it, or print it, or put it on a pretty picture and hang it on your wall, preferably not above the toilet, but whatever. That's where you like your pictures.
There we go. Sorry, Holly, I completely spaced that.
It is there for you now.
Actually, I had to go to work, so when I came home, I was exhausted. Our shift starts at 4:30 now, and we're working 4:10s. So I had to get up at 3:30, leave the house by 4, get there at 4:30, work till 3, and then came home and was wiped out. All right, so let me start over. What is a sponsor? In many ways, a sponsor is like a good friend, a mentor, and an experienced guide on the path to recovery. A sponsor is someone who has suffered from addiction and has experienced recovery by working the 12 steps as outlined in the 12-step program. Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous are both 12-step recovery programs for people suffering from alcohol and drug addiction. A sponsor's primary responsibility is to help a sponsee work the 12 steps in whatever recovery program they have chosen to participate in. While sponsorship can be an extremely rewarding experience, it can also be a scary experience during the early stages of addiction recovery. This relationship requires the addict to be honest, vulnerable, and divulge truths about their drinking or using experience to their chosen sponsor. This may be the first time an addict is truly honest with another human being about the exact nature of their disease. Being vulnerable with another individual is no easy task, but is essential in developing the necessary foundation for the long-term recovery. For many in early recovery, the vulnerability that starts to develop in the relationship is a totally new experience. It is the honesty that starts to lay the foundation for a powerful relationship that can be integral to recovery. And on that note, I want to read how it works because that goes hand in hand with choosing a sponsor, and why you need to be open and honest and direct with a sponsor is because of rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to this simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. There is such unfortunates. They are not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They are naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Their chances are less than average. There are those, too, who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorder, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Honesty is the key to recovery. You got to look the man in the mirror, right in the eyes, and you have to be 100% honest. Then you got to find a trustworthy sponsor who's not going to criticize, minimize, or judge you for your past. And you choose a sponsor from an NA or AA group because they've been there and they understand and they can empathize with that. And then you become completely open and honest with them about what you're struggling with, and they help you through because they're just a little bit ahead of you in recovery. And you relying on them is honestly them relying on you. It's a two-way thing. It's awesome. And then your sponsor usually will have a sponsor who has a sponsor. That's the way it works. It's connection. In sobriety, it's leaning on each other. And that's why the AA and NA meetings are important. Even just go to the Zoom ones. They're still valuable. You can't high five, hug, and hang out afterwards. Well, you can hang out in the Zoom meeting as long as you wanted to, but it's not like sitting out in the parking lot smoking cigarettes, just talking about whatever, but it's still, you're there communicating with other people. There's still something to that.
Hi, Cassie.
Cassie in the house?
Cassie's here.
Cassie in the house.
And yeah, Angela has a question.
Oh, what is it? Does
You
a
just-
sponsor have to be years sobriety? So the rule that usually is thrown around is 1 year sober and has worked the 12 steps. That's usually what they'll say at the end of the meeting. Is there anybody here that has a year clean or sober and has worked the 12 steps and is willing to be a sponsor, which is good to have. Right now in these times, let's take what we can get. You know what I mean? But it's usually good to have somebody who has some recovery under their belt, has some years and some temptations, and has been through the struggle, and then also knows a thing or two about the 12 steps because they've worked the 12 steps. I'm on step 7, so I just got a few more to go. And once I get through those, and I got 6 months more to go, then I'm gonna start being a sponsor for sure. Brent says, my sponsor got 27 years and another 30 years. Wicked people to look up to. Yeah. Not necessarily, but they should have done their stuff. Right, there we go. Alicia, she knows. Hi, my sweet family. We are family. I'm definitely getting copyrighted.
I do it all the time, and you haven't got copyrighted yet. And maybe if we just keep it under a few words.
How honest, open-mindedness, willingness. How honest? Is that a question? I guess as honest as you want to be, but there's a saying that's been going around for a while that you are only as, help me out with this one, Merc. You are only as, what is it? As your deepest secret. You're as sick as your deepest secret, or as healthy as your deepest secret, or something like that.
Merc,
help me out with that one. Sponsoring helps me. Oh, I bet. They should be in a great place in sobriety and somewhere you want to see yourself. Yeah, exactly. If you want what we want, you're willing. Yep. A sponsor are not permanent. If you don't give with them, you can give a new one until you feel chemistry. Yeah. Find the one you mesh with, you connect with. Thank you, Cassie. Exactly. Merc. Is that his new name? Merc, I just gave you another alien. Merc.
Merc.
Close. It's slipping his mind too. You're only as your deepest secret. So
Google.
You're not going to be honest, and you know what I mean? Yeah, maybe you can figure it out. But it is 8:30, guys, and guess what that means? Our nightly check-in with inspiration, hope, and strength from Holly. What up?
Hi, Holly.
Guys, how are y'all?
How you doing? Good.
Good. Doing good. Day number 5's been pretty good. We stayed out, so that's helped. The weather's been beautiful. So,
Headphones. I can't hear.
and me, my phone messing up because I'm sitting outside tonight.
There we go.
Oh, good.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Felice didn't have her headphones on.
We're only as sick as our secrets.
Hold on.
Sorry.
So the kids are stuck in the house and they're about to drive me nuts. And so we went outside today. I'm like, I just can't. All this online schooling and the arguing, and it's a lot harder this time just being stuck in the house. It's not like I can get out and get away from them. So it's been a struggle, but I'm okay. I'm holding strong.
Atta girl.
Good.
But they're actually sleeping on the train tonight.
How old are your kids?
Well, I have some over here that aren't mine, but I have 3 girls that are home with me. My oldest is a senior this year, and my youngest is in kindergarten, and my middle girl is supposed to be going into middle school. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to show y'all. I'll take you for a walk for just a second. Is that okay?
Absolutely. Oh, what
Okay,
up,
y'all are not
Kelly
gonna believe what-
Lopez?
It's gonna get dark for a second, so give me just a second.
That's fine. I'm going to give everybody a little back history to what's going on here. So 5 days ago, Holly reached out to us. She was hurting. She thought she was alone. She thought she was unique. And she didn't realize there was a bunch of people exactly like her. She was struggling with alcohol, drinking pints and fits every night and ruin her relationship. You know, the usual thing us alcoholics do. And she came on here, threw herself out in front of everybody, dumped out some whiskey 5 days ago, and now she's been sober for 5 days. So she checks in with us every night at 8:30, gives us 5-10 minutes of her hope and strength, what she's struggling with, how she's feeling. And so that's where we're at tonight. So we're checking in with her, and kids are driving her as crazy as my kids are. Hi, kids.
Hello,
So
children.
let me just y'all say hey. Hey. It's inside a trampoline.
That is
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Oh, yeah, I don't think that they just came out here. I threw them out here and said sleep outside because that's not how it was.
That's how it is at my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're stuck in the house all day with all these children, I don't know what will. But a little update on how my day's been going. Now, I'll probably have like 45 blankets to wash when they come inside, but I don't care. It gives me enough.
Yeah, so what was your battles today? We got you through last night. How you feeling?
I don't really know how to put into words how I was feeling today. I think my anxiety's up a lot. And I miss it more each day. Like I find myself trying to find a new reason every day. But once I got outside and we weren't all stuck on top of one another, it helped a lot. So today's been a struggle. And I'm okay.
That missing it part isn't going to go away anytime soon. So just tell yourself to tell the addict in your head that's telling you that you miss it just to shut up. Say miss what? The destruction. You know what I mean? You got to start uglifying it from here. Start looking at it like we were talking last night. I think it was last night you were saying how do we love something that's so destructive?
Yeah.
And just keep uglifying it.
Yeah,
keep
and
uglifying it.
Makes no sense. But yes, I'm hard on myself anyway. But this whole scenario just makes me really angry at myself. And I'm sorry, I got somebody asked me to go back. But it's made me angry at myself because I do have kids, and I try to shield them from things like this. Like, I know they know more than I think they know, but I still try to protect them. I feel like I failed them, and that bothers me more than anything. So, we all make mistakes.
I'm right there with you. You saw me yesterday. I went back and watched the feed. You're right. I was off all night, but I was struggling, and I look around and I see all the poor decisions I've made in alcoholism, and now I got to rebuild relationship with my wife and kids. And I'm right there with you.
So that in itself, those thoughts, you good? Out there, just I'll be there in a minute. The guilt is what I'm struggling with, and it just makes me give up. But I know that's not going to accomplish anything. That's going to do the complete opposite of what I'm hoping for. So it's pointless.
Right.
I just have different areas for them to sleep. For me, my nerves can't handle it.
Gina's got a question for you.
You can't go anywhere, so it's the arguing, and I'm bored, and
Oh yeah.
My anxiety's already so. I did get my doctor to put me on anti-anxiety medication that's non-addictive, but I'm on max dose, and I think that I used alcohol. It seemed to help me with all that, and I may be wrong, but me down, it relaxed me, and I'm having a hard time finding something to replace that.
I hear you. And it's putting, you got to learn how to replace it with positivity and learning and positive outlets, not compulsive behavior outlets. And, be careful with taking other medications because your addict could talk you into overusing them. So just be careful when they do help. Maintenance is a good thing, but just be careful.
Yeah, I definitely am. And when I went to my appointment, that was one of my first concerns when I spoke to her. Take this problem and turn it into a different problem with something else. And
Yep.
She totally agreed, and she assured me that this would not. So I'm hoping she's doing her part, being honest. What I've picked up online, she is being complete about it. It's not like it's Xanax and then, which is supposed to be non-addictive. So far what I've read.
Right. Good. You're reading. That's good too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Get for tomorrow.
What's that? An advice for tomorrow? What's tomorrow? Friday?
The weekend.
Yeah.
Weekend's coming. Just take it one day at a time. Just like we said before, you got 2 hours left tonight. Let's just get through tonight. Let's not worry about tomorrow yet. And then all day tomorrow, I'm off work. So I have nothing to do as far as like my obligations. I'll just be doing this kind of stuff here. But I'll be readily available on my laptop, my phone, or you'll instantly be able to talk to me. So just hit me up through how we've been talking. And I'll be here all day. As soon as all day. You can hit me up in the middle of the night.
I'm going to say this, and I say.
Nah, your phone is breaking up bad
I'm going to
tonight.
say this before I. Yeah, signal's getting bad, but I say this to you all. I 100% mean it. I love you guys a lot, and I am so grateful. Grateful is my word for each one of you. So my biggest goal is just let myself down. I don't want to let my kids down, but I don't want to let y'all down. So I want to I sincerely believe anybody can, because I've tried over and over again.
And she's gone.
Ah,
Well, that's
We love you too, Holly.
That's okay. We love her too. And I know how she feels right there. Holy cow. If I can do it, I feel that same way. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And that's how you kind of really understand how deep and far gone you were in your addiction when you feel that way. If you feel that way, that if I can do it, anybody can do it. You know how far gone you were. You remember that day you sat there and seemed hopelessness, like this is never going to end. The newcomer in NA looking around going, is this ever going to end? And don't let the anxieties of what's going on around us too with this coronavirus get you feeling that way either. Because, you know, this too shall pass. All the stuff we do will pass. I need to catch up on CC. It looks like CC had some stuff about a sponsor. I was trying to read it, but I was trying to listen to Holly too. So I've had people try to be a sponsor. They criticized my coping skills and made me want to drink because their coping skills weren't like mine, and criticized mine to the point of wanting to drink. So what coping skills are we talking about here? Just because my coping skill mechanisms were different, that's not a match for a sponsor or me. That is a way to make me drink. Since people have trouble accepting that, we don't all recover the exact same way. No, we don't recover the exact same way. That is so true.
Just have to read Alicia.
You just have to look until you find the right chemistry, but you have to be open-minded and willing to do whatever it takes to stay sober. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And at the end of the day, that person that you are in disagreement with is not going to make you drink. And you can't use that person as an excuse to drink either. At the end of the day, your addiction is your addiction. You have to battle that thing. And when no one's around, nobody's looking at you, and the character defects that you were working to stay clean and sober and not lead yourself back down that path to relapse, because relapse, we figured out, happens way before you actually taking a drink. It's your mindset. It's the character defects. And we got to work those. We got to work on our character defects. So where were we at in the sponsor thing? What is a sponsor? Did I read that already? Yeah, I did. All right, let's look at the roles of a sponsor. The primary role of a sponsor is to help their sponsees work 12 steps by providing explanation, guidance, understanding, and encouragement. A 12-step sponsor can provide various other vital functions throughout the recovery process. And here are some of the important functions a sponsor provides. A sponsor is a good source of information about recovery. Yeah, I would choose, if I was anybody out there, and the sponsor that I chose for this reason, someone who is into the literature, into the 12 steps, into step 12, helping and actually doing tons of service. And I was like, that's the guy I need to talk to. And then I looked at a sponsor who wasn't afraid to tell me the hard stuff. I don't want somebody that's going to dilly-dally around with my emotions. If I'm not doing what's needing to be done, I need to hear it bluntly. And I chose a sponsor for that reason as well. What did Mert say? I saw something about anxiety.
He relates with Holly.
Oh, yeah. I relate with Holly, too. It's awesome having her on the show, because that's like, man, there I was. That was me right there, 100%. That was me. And it was awesome. You got this, girl. Absolutely. Amen to that. And we figured out on Sober... Hey,
hi,
Brian, welcome back. We figured out on Sober James's channel that once you throw a comment in there, it takes 20 seconds for me to see it. So when I start talking about your comment, it's something that you had written 20 seconds ago. And then when I say something, you know, so there's a 20-minute lag there. So we just got to learn how to...
20 second.
Yeah, 20-second lag.
Not minutes.
20. See you tomorrow.
We'll talk to you later.
And speaking of inspiration, let's listen to Cassie's little inspirational
I love
quote.
this part of the show.
Yeah, me too. So here's some inspiration by Cassie.
Hey, back again today with the motivational quote of the day here on Recovering Addicts. If it wasn't hard, everyone would do it. It's the hard that makes it great. Tom Hanks. Don't forget, keep spreading that love.
Yeah, spreading that love.
Love you, Cassie.
If it wasn't hard, everybody would do it. And that's true. If it wasn't hard, everybody would do it.
Veronica's glad she got on just in time to see you, Cassie.
Amen. That is so cool. It is never too late. Who said it was too late? What is that comment I missed? I don't know what the 12 steps are. I'm 332 days sober. It is a late start. Never too late. Yes. Okay. I agree with Burke. And if you don't know what 12 steps are, let me read them then. I would quote them from memory, but like I said yesterday, put me on the spot.
Go.
I'm not
1,
gonna
2, 3,
do
go.
it. Should I do it?
Try
All
it.
right.
But hi, Cody, first.
Here we go. I'm going to try it from memory. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. Came to believe in a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory. Number 5. Dang it.
That's the 12
Searching.
steps backwards.
I'm not doing it backwards. Number 5. Admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrong. 6. We're entirely ready to have God remove these defects of character. Number 7. Humbly ask God to remove our shortcomings. Number 8, made a list of all the people we have wronged and became willing to make amends to them all. Number 9, made amends to all such people as long as it wouldn't cause harm to them or others. Number 10, taking daily inventory. Oh man, I'm gonna mess up on 10.
You almost got it. Don't look.
Oh, you got it pulled up.
Let
Number
me
10.
give the first word.
Yeah.
Continued.
Continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. Number 11, first word. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God. Asking, as far as we understood him, right?
As we understood him.
As we understood him. Praying for the knowledge
For her.
of his will for us and the power to carry that out. And then 12, having had a spiritual awakening due to these steps, we tried to carry this message to the still suffering addicts,
Other addicts. And to practice.
and practice these principles in all our affairs.
That was really good. Have fun. Good job, babe.
And I was on the spot. Thanks, daughter.
Yeah.
So that's the 12 steps. And they're in that order for a reason. 1 gets you prepared for 2, gets you prepared for 3, so on and so forth, until you get to 12. And the 12th one is when you start carrying that message to other people. You take that first year of sobriety and you soak it in. You soak in the books, you soak in what we're doing here in Recovering Addict by giving the information that we all need to continue to grow. If this channel ever stops giving you information to help you continue to grow, unsubscribe and tune away. Because that's what we're dedicated to do. Because if we don't continue to educate, learn, and grow, how can we help others educate, learn, and grow? And how are we going to continue to grow? Hey, Cody, what's up? Welcome. Never too late. Hey, Danielle. Sorry if I pronounced that bad. Aaron, welcome. Aaron, just to fill you in, Holly did check in and she's doing good. She had bad reception tonight and her phone cut out on us, but whatever. But she's doing good. She's struggling. She's worried about the weekend. So whoever's out there that is in contact with Holly, continue to encourage her so we can get her through these next 3 days. That is it's going to be pretty tough. No, Merc, I hope the children of the corn didn't get
Children of the corn. LT ate all the corn.
I did. Felice, she said tears. She loved you.
Oh. Wait, like.
I've been listening. Thank you, guys. Sweet. Thank you. You're welcome. Yes, we have missed you, Aaron. Yes.
Agreed. Concur.
Cool.
Welcome back, Aaron.
Okay, so where was I?
Continue reading.
A sponsor can provide valuable insight to their experience in life without drugs or alcohol. A sponsor can provide valuable insight about their experiences in life without drugs or alcohol. How did they learn to have fun without drinking? How did they learn to walk through the beer aisle at the grocery store without being triggered? How, they're going to teach you what it's like to be sober and enjoy life. A sponsor can provide motivation and encouragement that an individual may need to work the 12 steps. Yeah, because we need motivation, 1, and we need encouragement. A sponsor is someone who is available to listen and provide support when needed. A sponsor is someone who can hold their sponsees accountable by offering suggestions and advice. And that's like I said before, pick a sponsor who's going to hold you accountable and give you a firm word, because those are more valuable than the kisses of an enemy. A sponsor serves as a friend, teacher, or role model. A sponsor is a living example of how to function and achieve recovery from addiction, how to function. Because once we come out of our addiction, especially if you spent years in it, years and years and years in it even, and you've developed these habits, which these habits actually become survival ways of living through the lying and all that stuff, you have to completely change the way you live and think. And so they're going to give you examples of how to function, how to go to work, how to get things done around the house when you just feel completely fogged out. And then all of a sudden, when you are coming out of your fog and you haven't had alcohol or drugs for a couple of months, and all of a sudden these emotions, you're like, what in the world are these things? I haven't experienced these. Because when you are numbing yourself with drugs and alcohol, you don't only numb the tragedy, the pain that happened in your life, you're also numbing your good emotions as well. So you'll all of a sudden feel overexcited or over happy, and you're like, what is going on? Or over emotional, tearing up at things, or you're going to get super angry sometimes. And you have to learn how to fill in here again. So that's another thing. A good sponsor can help you set you up and walk through that. A sponsor serves as a friend. Oh, we read that. A sponsor can help to explain basic concepts, terminologies, and introduce that individual to other members. Yeah, so it's a good place to meet other people. A sponsor can lead you to meet really solid people. Just as I feel this channel is. This channel is a bridge to meet with people like Murd and Merk and Aaron and Holly and everybody in the comments who's in recovery, who is solid. This is a channel to where you can come to our private Facebook group, hook up with these people in the comments, and lean on them for strength and hope. And we comment through that page, and we talk, and we encourage each other. And you could even reach out, private message, hey, I feel this way, and you seem solid. You might have a good answer. And guaranteed you're going to get a good response. A sponsor can help a sponsee to understand the program more quickly. That's good to know too. A sponsor is a safe person whom a sponsee can trust. Somebody you can trust, definitely. A sponsor encourages a sponsee to read the 12-step program literature and engage in service work. Even if you just show up at these meetings, or even if you're at the Zoom and you want to read some literature, just read it. Once things go back to normal, get there early and make the coffee. Get there early, set up the chairs, sweep the floor, hang out. Do what you can. Excuse me. A sponsor can help explain and encourage a sponsee to apply the 12-step principles in their life. Yeah, so once you read them and do them, how do you apply them? And they're there to help you do that. A sponsor is available in times of crisis. And trust me, you're going to need those. Sometimes the world feels like it's falling apart. And that's due to your post-acute withdrawal syndrome. Your emotions are going, your mind's firing in different ways. It's rewiring itself. It's going faster than you're used to. And then when you're feeling like that, your phone's going to feel like it weighs 1,000 pounds, but pick it up and call. And if it's on your heart and your chest, speak every bit of your emotion out to the fullest, even if it seems irrational or unfounded. A sponsor helps to provide practice in building and maintaining healthy relationships, because that's our goal now. Think of the relationships we ruined during our addiction. And you're going to turn around, you're going to learn how to repair them, and then you're going to learn how to have new relationships with new people in a healthy manner. Know what I mean? Thanks, cuz.
Oh, that's where you are.
Right here?
Just they're willing to help you, Holly.
Yes.
Just reach out.
Reach out, Holly. We are all with you. And on top of us being with you there to support you, we've all had our first day. I've had my first day. Where's my tags over here? I've had my first day a couple times. I've had my first weekend a couple times. I've had my first month. There's a first for everything you're going through. And all of us here on this channel have been through that.
Right there on Murd.
Murd? Mm-hmm. Yes, that's right there. My mind racing. It feels like that game. Ding, ding. Yeah, I hear that. Oh, I missed one. Had to learn to get a bank account, how to read and write secret keeper and soundboard a friend. I couldn't do it without her. I appreciate it. See, sweet.
Let me read her first part.
Oh, did I miss
Because
something?
well, it's in the other one. She said, I didn't know how to read or write, so I had to look hard for a sponsor that wouldn't call me dumb. Did my
Oh.
step work on DVD first, and she helped me to read and write.
That's inspirational.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And that's a good sponsor right there. That's the sponsors we need, because as addicts, usually our past doesn't include too much education. I dropped out in 10th grade and I made it to 10th grade. I don't know how. I actually did 7th grade twice. I was held back in 7th grade. School was not something I did well. I hated it. I hated being there. And it just, they diagnosed me with ADD when I was 11 or 12, put me on Ritalin by the time I was 13. I think that's where my meth addiction came from, because that stuff was bomb. But yeah, I ran away at 15, moved out. I've actually worked at McDonald's, bought my 8th grade science teacher's car for $800, an old 86 Chevy Nova, not the cool kind, but not the cool Nova. And boom, I was gone. I left the house and never been back. I went and got my GED when I was 30. And I think they gave me a second test, an easier one, so I could pass. I suck at school. Have a hard time reading. I can't spell. My grammar's horrible. Don't be scared if it's 4 a.m. Amen, Veronica. Yeah, grab that phone. Grab it. Do it. What would James say? What would sober James say? That's a great sponsor. Great, Mark.
I can't lift my arms above my head.
You saw that comment in 2 seconds, so it doesn't always take so long. Really? Awesome. Should we do a test run on my channel and see how long it takes me to see it? From when you hear me say it. I think that's the thing. From when you hear me say it. Everybody hold your finger over the C key and the enter key. And when I hit 3, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And then when I hit 3, hit that C key and hit enter, and I'll see how long it takes me to see it. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Merck's was there right immediately. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 seconds.
That's not bad. Merc, you got good Wi-Fi.
Well, this ain't his first game. He did this earlier in Sober James. He had practice.
He's like, he's been waiting this whole time, just waiting for you to say it.
Yeah. So 8 seconds. Well, and I think I know the reason. I know James is the IT guy, but I think I know why. James, if you're watching, I know why.
I messed with you guys.
I figured he did, that sucker.
I knew you were
Like,
waiting.
holy crap, my internet's awesome. I do a speed test before I run on here. My internet download megabytes is like 270. It's pretty fast, but my uploads
Some of them are
always
slow.
about 12. Yeah, some slow. It depends.
Yeah.
It depends on what device you're on and where you're at, and yeah, it definitely depends.
Go back up and read Betsy's comment. I want to see what she said. Oh, Betsy.
Oh yeah, Betsy. Oops, that's a big one. So I had to reset my recovery tracker app 20 times in the last 2 months. Today I made it 7 days. First sober week in a long time. More energy already and grinding my teeth nightly. Lighten up wick is helping with these headaches. In the morning, things are looking up. Right on, Betsy. Well, you're in the right place.
Good job,
You're on
Betsy.
our Facebook, and just like Holly, lean on us. Lean on the people. Reach out. I know Erin, she's been a huge support for Holly. Holly's, as soon as Aaron puts a comment up, Holly's eyes are like, bing, yeah, there's my buddy. So lean on each other. That's what this is for. We're a bridge to help you connect deeper with people in recovery who've been there, done that. Where is Captain Anonymous?
Where is Captain Anonymous?
Let me shine the light for Captain Anonymous. We need like a light. Huh?
A beacon
Ooh, a beacon.
with like a big A.
Captain Anonymous, they're looking for you.
I am Captain Anonymous. Just kidding. I'm not Captain Anonymous.
Okay, I yelled out. We'll see if Captain Anonymous gets the memo.
I can hear him flying around already.
He takes 12 steps and jumps and flies. And in his words, that's 6 with each leg. I wanted to tell you said 3, and I was only about 5 seconds behind Mark.
Ah, nice.
Nice.
You got fast Wi-Fi
You
too.
got good connection, man. So The
Yes.
way that I set up the channel and I'm thinking bandwidth and all that kind of stuff, I make sure I'm at 720p. I don't care about 1080 or 4K. I make sure the audio's on point because if you have good audio, you got good content, the visuals can actually be a little blurred and most people don't notice it. And plus, most people watch it on their cell phones, which they're watching it in 480, maybe 720, and some people get it in 1080p. So that's how I roll with stream to try to make it without as much whatever all those big words. I didn't know that there was a recovery tracker. I need to get one. I do too. I'm going to download that tracker. Can you
Wait, 22 days? We know.
put the name of that tracker in there so that we can all jump on that?
I don't know. What it's
Sober
called.
Tool. That's a great song.
I don't know if anybody knows what it's called.
Any song by Tool is amazing. Oh, you use Sober Tool. Oh.
Oh my gosh, you're a freak. Yes, Sober Tool.
I love talking to Ollie too. I feel like
He
we're
loves
going through
Tool.
a lot of the same thing. It's perfect. That is perfect. That's exactly what I want to see. I want to see people tune in, connect, and recover. And we've done our job. Thank you. I love her. She doesn't realize it, but she keeps me clean. Yeah. And that's the same with us getting on here every night. Y'all keeping me clean too. I'm going to get one. Thanks.
Oh, Sober
Hey, Shauna,
Tool, Sober
welcome.
Time.
God
Yes.
bless. Love and prayers.
Look in your
Thank
Play
you
Store.
very much. I've invited
Veronica,
2
you're the
more.
one that likes
Awesome.
Tool too, right?
Thank you. Yeah, me and Veronica are like Tool.
She probably thought the same thing. She's like, okay,
Cool.
Sober Tool. That'll track my counter.
I got the 12-step app. Awesome. I need to start down a little more of those.
Shauna loves Tool too. All right.
Yes.
Sober Today app.
Oh, I love Shauna.
I got competition with Veronica and Shauna.
Holy cow, it's Captain Anonymous.
There he is.
Where'd you guys need me?
Yeah, they were asking where you been.
I'm right here.
Well, how's your day
I'm right
going?
here.
What's going on? Tell us what's going on with yourself. Give us a little insight here.
I was over downtown helping people stay sober.
How are you helping them stay sober?
Punching the beer right out of their hand.
Oh, you went to the bar?
Yeah.
Right
Went to
on.
the bar, got rid of all the beer.
What about the crack house? Did you see any crack kids?
Got rid of the crack too.
Good job.
How'd you get rid of the crack?
Punched it out.
You got magic punching powers.
Well, welcome to the show. We love seeing you as always.
Thank you.
You're probably our favorite guest for sure.
Don't tell the other guests.
Yeah, don't tell anybody else that. You didn't hear that from me.
Who is Tool?
Who said that? Oh my gosh. She's banned.
Hurry, retract it, Alicia.
Oh, I tried. I can't, Betsy. I got to get in there and figure out how to, I'll figure it out, okay? Because I want you guys to be able to post comments. So when, whatever we need.
Links and things. You can probably just type the name of it.
No, Linky. Mama Kenny says hi, Linky. This is Captain Anonymous.
Millie's looking for Captain Anonymous.
I'll be back.
Okay, see you, Captain. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll ask him when he comes back.
Oh, he said it's not a backpack yesterday. It's just part of his outfit.
Oh, we'll ask him. Let's let him explain. Better hit those trap houses, Captain. Alicia likes Tool. That's Alicia behind Recovering Addicts YouTube page today. Everybody give her a thumbs up. Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. And if you're on a watch party on Facebook, jump over to Recovering Addict or the YouTube page if you want to comment in the comments so that we can see them up and put them up on the screen and engage in these nightly conversations. We're here every night at 8 o'clock Mountain Time. What? Mert says, oh, and somebody doesn't know who Tool is. Yeah, dude, what? Thank you, Shauna. Good. We're glad to make you laugh. All right, so what is a sponsor not? What is not the role of the sponsor, okay? What is your sponsor's role, and what is it not? While a sponsor serves many purposes, It can also be easy to get them confused for something that they are not. Knowing the difference between a sponsor and a professional worker is key to building a successful relationship. If you are interested in learning more about this discussion, you can check out a blog post here on the New Life House Recovery Community. What a sponsor does not do is as important as what a sponsor does. In order to help eliminate common misconceptions about sponsorship, here are some of the things a sponsor cannot and should not do. A sponsor is not a therapist, psychiatrist, or a psychologist. Got that? Hey, Jim, what's going on, man? Welcome back. Glad you're here. Look, Captain Anonymous is here. And the big question of the day is, you told us yesterday this was a backpack?
Yeah.
What's in your backpack?
My hammer to smash the beer. Some water to defuse the cigarettes.
Yeah,
And
Got snacks?
got snacks? Yes. Got snacks. Always need snacks.
All right, there you go. You've got a hammer to smash beer, water to diffuse cigarettes, he said, and snacks. Learn a lot of tools in recovery. Yes, we got to learn them, and we got to memorize them, and we got to make them second nature. We just have to. We have to. That's absolutely right. Thank you, Mr. Geiger. Thank you for watching.
Love you, Mr. Greiger.
Appreciate that. He's back. Yeah, I can't tell you how much I put sponsor through. She is sent straight from heaven and answered all my calls. Awesome. It's a God thing.
Good.
It's a God. That's one of those things we chalk up as a God thing. If you get a great sponsor. Here's another thing a sponsor is not. A sponsor cannot keep a sponsee in recovery from addiction. Your sponsor is not going to keep you sober. That's at the end of the day. We've already discussed this. Your addiction is your responsibility. And we all recover different. We all have different recovery programs. At the end of the day, it's up to the individual to work their program and use the tools necessary. And the sponsor is a tool that is an intimate tool to lean on, a very strong tool that's there for you. A sponsor should not try to control a sponsee's life. So that's a good one. Or establish unhealthy dependency. Yeah, don't be taking your addict and getting all crazy about it. A sponsor should not take advantage of a sponsee. That's true too. Don't let your sponsor take advantage of you. If he has you over there doing his dishes and laundry, you might be getting taken advantage of.
It's a service project.
It's a service. I'll sponsor somebody if they go do my laundry.
We got lots of community service around here.
And just like Holly, we got fort blankets of laundry to do too, because they just leave them outside. The cats get on them and blah, blah, blah. You know the rest. We must work them. Marilyn, yeah, exactly. If you don't work the program, you're going to fail. It only works if you work it. Snacks for your chest. Oh, snacks for your chest.
For your stash.
Yeah. Love you too, Veronica. And she's only my temporary sponsor, so bless her for taking on that role so seriously. I literally just called a bunch of numbers and asked for help. Good for you, Veronica. Now that is working a program, and that's doing what you got to do, because you got to do something different. You can't keep doing what you were doing. You can't rely on your old thought habits. You can't rely on your old obsession and compulsive behaviors. You got to learn to change it. So if this is what you used to do and you'd go this way, go that way. That's what I've been trying to do. I'm like, well, what would I normally do in this situation? And that's what I don't do. So that's how I've been trying to recover. Sit up straight, bud. That's awesome. I've also met some tools in recovery. Yeah, they're there. They're everywhere.
Those tools.
So sponsorship and relapse prevention. That's what the big theme of this last few weeks has been, is relapse prevention. So listen to this. A sponsor can be an individual resource when an individual feels the urge to drink or use. If an individual feels at risk of relapse, it is recommended that before they make this devastating decision, they reach out to their sponsor immediately. Although a sponsor cannot physically stop a sponsee from drinking or using, based on experience, a sponsor has the unique ability to provide the best chance at dissuading the decision to relapse. Oftentimes, being heard and understood can discourage an addict from making the decision to relapse. Being heard and understood, which I've said a million times and I'll say a million more. You must verbalize and vent. Verbalization sounds like this. Start talking to people who are not going to accuse, criticize, or minimize. I love that minimize part, because you're going through a problem and it's hurting and affecting you regardless of how big or little that other person thinks it is. You're affected by it. So talk about it and talk to somebody who's not going to minimize it. Oh, that ain't that bad. You know what I mean? They're going to understand and empathize with what you're feeling. You need to talk about what you're experiencing. It'll help you look at your situation more realistically. When you say it out loud, there's just something that brings it to reality, because when we keep it in our minds, our imaginations run wild, and our imaginations usually make it worse than the reality of it really is. So when you say it out loud, it brings the situation to a more realistic reality. It will help you bring internal symptoms to your conscious awareness, and it will give you support when you need others to rely on. And then ventilation. Express as much as you can about what you're thinking and feeling, even if it seems irrational or unfounded. Talk about it all. Get it off your chest. Reach out to that sponsor, because that is, and like it said, it says if you feel, let me get back to that. It says relapse. If an individual feels at risk of relapse, it is recommended that before they make the devastating decision, that they reach out to a sponsor immediately. Not, I might feel better in an hour or two. I'll call them later. No, immediately. So is it necessary? Is it necessary to get a sponsor? Ultimately, in recovery, there are very few things that are black and white. There are some tried and true suggestions, however, that prove successful time and time again. One of these is having an active working relationship with a sponsor. Addicts are by nature defiant and have a tendency towards making rash decisions that are usually motivated by self. And this is a quality that follows into sobriety, and one that necessitates having an outside source to run thinking through and bouncing ideas off of. A sponsor provides this crucial support and background of wisdom that is so key for individuals in recovery who are actively working to stay sober. Awesome. Do you guys have an experience with a sponsor that you're trying to stay sober with? Let us know. Tell us a little story about your sponsor. We'll talk about it.
Holly said maybe your theme music should be Tool, Linky.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, Captain Anonymous.
Of course it should be.
You know what's also cool about my suit? It's blue. Blue's a cold color, and I like staying sober.
Blue's a cold color, and you like being sober. Love it.
Keep coming back. Works if you work it. Getting sober is seriously hard at home. I really wish I could go back to rehab in Salt Lake and take things way more seriously.
Oh, Betsy, I know how you feel. When I was in my IOP, and I've told you guys a million times, my IOP was intense outpatient. So it's intense, even though I was going to work every day. I'd go to work from 5:30 to 3. I'd come home, get cleaned up, and then immediately turn around and go back from 5:30 to 9 o'clock, 5 nights a week, and then on the weekends. And once I got through my relapse, and once I decided to start internalizing recovery and concepts and working the 12 steps, it became easy. It's a crutch in a sense, because you're at work all day, you're just like usual, and then boom, you go to that recovery center and you're just in a group therapy, you're doing readings, everything's recovery. Then all of a sudden you're released from that to your home, and now the real world hits you. And that's a saying that I like, which was coined by Aristotle. Nature abhors a vacuum. And what that means, that's how a water pump works. A water pump squishes the water down, and when it pulls back up, it creates this void that nature physically hates. And that's why the water will suck right back up into it. And now when I got out of my IOP, there's that whole 5 nights a week, 3.5 hours a day that leaves, and it relieves this void. And nature abhors a vacuum. So it's going to get filled with something. And it's my choice whether it gets filled with positive or negative. And so when you make changes like that and you have a sudden change in your schedule, so you got to realize you've created a vacuum, and you have to replace it with something, or things unnatural will come in and could cause havoc and eventually cause relapse. Just remember, nature abhors a vacuum. If you remove something, you have to replace it with something, and make sure you replace it with something positive.
Yes. I have to have a sponsor. I can't do this
No, it's coming up.
alone. Oh, wait.
Oh. Here's want to play.
Captain. Say it.
Captain Anonymous.
I call my sponsor daily to keep me on track. It helps me so much to get my mind in the right place. I hear you.
Oh, hi, Alan.
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 Welcome
Alan.
to see you.
Alan.
Or
Alan.
welcome.
Alan.
Good to see
Alan.
you, brother.
Alan.
Ow.
Al. Steve.
Steve.
I love that we have a mascot. Cool. Amen. Yes, we got us a new mascot.
Pretty cool.
He is the
Captain Anonymous is pretty cool.
You should put S here. I'm also known as a sponsor.
Like our Captain Anonymous sponsored me today. He was very encouraging during my sit-ups. Only reason I made it to how many did I do?
100.
Oh yeah. Ugh.
Phenomenal philosopher. I absolutely agree. Our kids go to a charter school, and it's called Capstone Academy, and it's based on Aristotle, about you have to strive to be excellent. And if you stop striving to be excellent, you're not going to be excellent. And they teach some really good stuff there. I love that school. And the stinking Utah State Board is trying to shut them down, FYI.
Yeah. Hashtag conquering with Capstone.
Veronica, I agree. Pretty cool. Keep your head up, Betsy. Yes, keep it up, Betsy. I know it's easier said than done, but trust me to keep. And a saying that we've been telling Holly, that I've been telling Holly, I don't even know if I said it on here yet, but you guys have heard it before. It's easier to stay sober than to get sober. If I were to go back and relapse right now and I go on a 2-week bender, it's going to be harder to come back from that than it is if I just stay sober. So just remember that it's easier to stay sober than to get sober. So my relationship with my sponsor isn't so good right now. This will take more than one comment. But my sponsor relapsed after 14 years just a few months ago. So now I have more time than her. But dun, dun, dun.
Right there. Boom.
That's a tough one. But you got to remember, at the end of the day, your sponsor's human. Your sponsor is not Captain Anonymous, okay? Your sponsor is human and can fail and may fail. And it could be devastating to you, but just keep that in the back of your mind too, that your sponsor's human and maybe your sponsor needs encouraging too. Who motivates the motivator? Kind of what is the way I think about it. I used to, back in my early 30s, I used to help people work out and do all this kind of stuff. And I used to always tell them, motivate me, suckers. Who's going to motivate the motivator?
What am I, chopped liver?
Yeah. So, encourage your sponsor as well, because they're human. I really am. I feel pretty strong and motivated this time. Good. Keep coming back. She was and still is the only option in my small town. Next to convention, I will be looking for a new sponsor. Yeah. But Aaron, I would suggest you're very positive and you're helping Holly out a ton. Keep this sponsor close to you, because that 14 years of sobriety was not a waste. You can still lean on that wisdom. And then you have a relapse to learn from yourself. Work with your sponsor into seeing what mistakes were made and why that relapse began. Remember, this whole book we've been going through is we start relapsing when, okay, we got the down escalator. We're walking up this down escalator. As soon as you stop, that's when relapse occurs. Work with your sponsor. Have a real long discussion on when, and try to pinpoint when this sponsor stopped and started moving towards that relapse. And if you guys can work through that together, you're going to gain a ton of wisdom and you're going to know what to avoid. And then you can come share it with me.
Yes.
So I know what to avoid, because I could relapse tomorrow. You never know. Need a sponsee? You need to sponsor somebody?
I could.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think he does.
I feel like Mark is volunteering his tribute.
Let's not forget. Yes, Socrates and Plato, brilliant philosophers. I agree, Merg. I like where your head is. She's very unstable at the moment. I'm more at her sponsor than she is my good. And this time we need each other, Aaron. There's nothing wrong with that. And good on you. You're so supportive to Holly. It's that in itself is inspirational. And it must be hard. I agree. You almost get it rips your heart out. I know that feeling. I watched a bunch of people from my group relapse and never come back, and they take a piece with you. It sucks. So she will always be close to me. We have done close for almost 10. Nice. Was it just was it a relapse or was it a lapse? There's a difference between the two. My counselor called mine a lapse because I drank the 3 shots of whiskey, but I didn't just go full board for another couple of years or a year or 6 months. I didn't relapse. I just had one night of stupidity where my addict talked me into thinking I was in control and I was powerful for my addiction. And that's when he logically laid it out. Oh, you're here for a drinking problem, but you needed to drink to prove you didn't have a drinking problem. That makes sense. I'm like, man, my addict, you got me again. The ultimate sponsor. You're pretty quiet tonight, bud.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Awesome. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Murd. That is encouraging. I got a real good friend that was my sponsor for my first 16 years, but he relapsed after 18. Dang. And I got 3 months on him, and we sponsor each other now. Awesome. See that kind of relationship, Aaron? Maybe that's a relationship you're building right now. That's really great. Relapse isn't great, but you know what I mean. So if you want what you've never had, you must do what you've never done. Winners do what they have to do, and losers do what they want to do. Most alcoholics would rather die than learn anything about themselves. In fact, they do. Insanity is not doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, knowing full well what the results will be. Amen. That's a good quote. I agree, Brian. Me too. She drank, then came in and told herself, then smoked weed and drank a few times after that, but she's always come back mostly because I don't let her skip a meeting. She makes excuses, but I call. Dun, dun, dun. So my first meeting I went to was in 1987. I got sober for 1 year, but less than a year and a half. I've been sober now for 5 years and 3 months, the longest of my adult life. Good job, Alan. It's an up and down, a battle we fight forever. She keeps calling her bluff. Good.
Now we know.
Strength.
Oh yeah,
Makes you stronger than.
Another thing about my helmet. This A is one of the A's in AA.
Which A is it?
Which A is it?
The first one.
That A is the A in AA, the very first A. Wow. That's powerful. All right, Alicia. You have a good night, sleep good, and remember, we recover better together. Stay strong and keep working your program.
Good night, Alicia.
One day, 1 year, 20 years, a relapse is always an inch away. True that. That's scary kind of too. Mr. Red. I like to call him Mr. Red too. Then she thanks me a lot for not letting her skip a meeting. Good. You better restore her back to the fellowship, huh? That's awesome, brother. Good night, Alicia. Good night, Alicia. Much love. AA quotes and mindsets. What other people think of you is none of your business.
Hey, that's Alicia. Where'd you go?
Where?
That's what she always says all the time.
Yeah. I found that you cannot save your A from your face at the same time. Humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less.
The A from my face?
No.
Mm-mm.
The healthy person finds happiness in helping others. Thus, for him, unselfishness is selfishness. Right on. Right on. Right on. Acting out, April 9th, 2020. We learn to experience feelings and realize they can do us no harm unless we act on them. Many of us came to Narcotics Anonymous with something less than overwhelming desire to stop using. Sure, the drugs were causing us problems, and we wanted to be rid of the problems, but we didn't want to stop getting high. Eventually, though, we saw that we couldn't have one without the other. Even though we really wanted to get loaded, we didn't use. We weren't willing to pay the price anymore. The longer we stayed clean and worked the program, the more freedom we experienced. Sooner or later, the compulsion to use was lifted from us completely, and we stayed clean because we wanted to live clean. The same principles apply to other negative impulses that may plague us. We may feel like doing something destructive just because we want to. We've done it before, and sometimes we think we've gotten away with it, but sometimes we haven't. If we are not willing to pay the price for acting on such feelings, we don't have to act on them. It may be hard, but maybe even as hard as it was to stay clean in the beginning. But others have felt the same way and have found a freedom not to act on their negative impulses. By sharing about it, seeking to help others recovering people, and a power greater than ourselves, we can find the direction, the support, and the strength we need to abstain from any destructive compulsion. Just for today, it's okay to feel my feelings. With the help of my sponsor, my NA friends, and my higher power, I am free to not act out on my negative feelings.
I just remembered. I'm the second A, Anonymous. Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yes. Thank you. Amen. We're all human, not perfect. It's progression.
Oh.
Progress, not perfection.
Something Link told me in Capstone.
Hey, Brent, we're about to wrap this up and say the Serenity Prayer. Hey, Polly, what up?
Hi, Polly.
Something that Rich Marlin said. What Link told me to say in Capstone. Practice makes better because nothing's perfect.
Practice makes better because nothing is perfect. Bam. Have a wonderful night, my friends. All right, let's say the Serenity Prayer. Remember, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Hey, Polly, shoot me a text because the show is over.
Good night, everybody.
Remember, you guys, stay strong, work your programs, keep coming back. And, oh, yeah, if you guys want to help us out, like, subscribe, and share, okay, please? And remember, we recover better together.